Code please.
Welcome to Code Please. In this channel, I try to teach you a little bit about computer programming using the Elixir language. If you find this content useful, please consider subscribing and sharing with your friends. Now let's get into today's video. Hi, in case you watched any of my previous videos, there's a good chance that you saw me use a piece of technology called Livebook. And Livebook allows you to write interactive and collaborative code in Elixir using markdown. And what this means is that you can use it, for instance, to write documentation where you include code snippets that you can execute in line and you can let others execute in line. And it's a pretty cool feature that has come out of the Elixir ecosystem. So I thought I made a small video explaining just how to install it and what some of the things that you can do with them. And in case you're curious by the end of the video, I strongly suggest that you watch José Valin's video on it, where he covers topics like using Livebook for writing machine learning code and things like that. So I hope you enjoy it. So here we are. I have a command line opened, and we're going to start by installing Livebook, which is pretty easy to do. You just basically write mix scripts.install x Livebook. In case, well, I'm assuming that you already have Elixir installed and that you've been following my videos, so it's pretty easy. Since I already installed Livebook in the past, it's asking me if I want to replace it with the newest version. I'm just going to say yes. Probably will not ask that to you if you're installing for the first time. And now that we have it installed, running it is also super easy. You can just do Livebook server. And in case you're getting the same error that I am getting, this only means that we're not running the Erlang port mapper daemon. And we can just start it up with epmd -daemon, if I can type. And now we can do Livebook server, and we should have a Livebook instance running on localhost. So what we can do is we can just copy this. We can just copy this here and then go to our browser and type this on the location. And if we do this, we should be opening Livebook. Now we can start a new Livebook, and this is probably way too big. Let's do it like this. We can just give a title to our notebook. Let's call it Hello World, as we always do. And then you can start, you could also have different sections. It's basically markdown. You can type it wherever you want, like you would do normally in markdown. But then you also get these Elixir snippets that are evaluated on the running Erlang virtual machine that Livebook already started for you. So we could write any type of Elixir code here. And then if you do Control Enter, for instance, it will evaluate and print out the result. In this case, it's printing out 2 times because I'm doing expect. So another cool thing is that it can evaluate code between snippets. So in this first snippet, we just declared x equals 3. So if we created a new snippet, since we already evaluated the first block, we could just do x plus 4, for instance. And if we evaluate this, we get obviously 7. Other things we can do here, since it's just a normal Erlang virtual machine running, is we can start processes. We can do all the generic servers, agents, whatever, so supervision trees and all that. Basically all the things that we've been doing in the past videos, we can do directly inside of Livebook. It's not optimal because, I mean, if you're writing a big project, you have multiple files and all that, you probably want an IDE, but it's perfect for prototyping small things. We can also use mix.install inside of Livebook to install dependencies that get available for our quote-unquote project as well. So we could do something like this, mix.install, and then we install a couple of dependencies that we're going to use for a couple of examples. Then if we evaluate this, we should get okay. And now, for instance, using Vegalite, I could create a chart really simply by, just creating a new Vegalite chart with some width and some height, giving it some series, in this case, like numbers from 1 to 100, and saying I want to use a line to represent my chart, and then I can give it some labels. And if I execute this, I should get a really nice chart in here. So this is pretty cool. And these charts can even be animated by using the Kino library as well. Livebook also has support for inputs. So say we wanted to control this maximum value of the chart, we could do that really easily. So to declare an input, I just need to add a new input here, and I can call it, I can say it's a number, and I want to say value. I'm going to call it value. And we can do reactive. So it depends if the value changes, it should reevaluate the dependent cells, in this case, the chart. I'm going to save and I'm going to give it the number 100 or let's say 50. And then I just need to use this on my chart so I can get the value like so. And then I can use this value here instead of the 100. I can use this. And if I evaluate, okay, I had a typo, it was with the lowercase. I just reevaluated this and you can see that the chart changed to 50. And if I go here and I do like 57, I should get like this runtime updates. You can't really see it, but if I decrease the size here, you can see that as I change this, I get I get the chart re-rendered because it gets evaluated, because we said that we want the dependent values to be updated. So other things that Livebook can do, it can attach itself to a directory where you have a mix file, which allows you basically to run Livebook as if you were running inside of the project, which gives you access to all of the modules in the project. So it's a perfect thing to when you want to test certain parts of your project in isolation, and you want to use something that is a bit more visually appealing than the interactive Elixir shell on the command line. But also if you want to write some documentation for your project that you can share later with your colleagues. And yeah, you can save these files as well. You can save these files to either a file on disk that you can potentially put inside of your version control system and have like this act as a documentation for your service. You can save it in memory, and there's also an option to save it to S3. And finally, Livebook also allows you to write this collaboratively. So by taking advantage of some of Phoenix features like presence, you get multi-user for free. And you could potentially start this server on your machine and then use some tool like ngrok, for instance, to expose this server to the internet and share the link with your friends. And then they could use that link to write here directly with you. And then you could collaboratively write some code and or document some things in your project. Like I said in the beginning, if you are curious about more things that you can do with Livebook, I strongly advise you to watch Jose Valin's video on LiveView. It actually has a few videos with the different updates that have come out throughout the weeks and months. I have a link in the description. So until next time, cheers. So I just wanted to take about a minute to thank you all for helping me reach 100 subscribers. It's really good to see the channel growing, and I really appreciate everyone taking the time to watch my videos, and I hope they're useful for you and that they help spread the good word about Elixir and the Erlang virtual machine, which I think are fantastic pieces of technology. So thanks a lot for subscribing, and let's continue having fun programming in Elixir. Thanks. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and liking and sharing with your friends. It really helps the channel to grow. Thank you.